Hey, Riff fans, how are you doing out there today? My name is Eric Oshacleaver, Senior Community Manager here at Tryon Worlds. With me today, I have some fabulous guests. We have Chris Keans Mayer.
One day you're going to remember how to say it.
No, I probably won't.
Say it.
I know, but you're special.
I can't even say his dead name.
There we go. We also have Chris Tacitus Cates.
Got it?
Because we have to have two Chris's on a stream.
We tried to get 4. But
Tried to, but 4 is too many Chris's.
No, it's not.
There's never enough.
Never enough.
Just like-
that
like
actually
Jason.
experiences Chrisception.
Critical mass? Critical mass.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Well,
You're going to hell
whatever.
for that one. And
Oh,
many
for
other
that.
things.
Yeah.
And we have as special guest driver today, Rough Raptors. You don't actually get a real name. Just Rough Raptors or Dev Superman Socks, as he is more formally known here at Tryon Worlds. So today we're going to be talking about 2 widely different topics. Autumn Harvest and Legendary Powers. So let's talk about Autumn Harvest first. So Autumn Harvest, it started yesterday.
Started yesterday, yep.
Want me to hop in?
Yeah, let's hop in.
Do some spooky
Morgana, if
adventures.
you want to put us over into in-game chat, or in-game camera. Not in-game chat, we don't need in-game chat. Just the camera.
Hold on, just
Stare Dad.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It was better than Manliest facial hair.
So, we've seen this question a couple times in chat while we're watching Round. You made a little difference. There's no grab bags this year for Dimension. Correct? So, tell us a little bit about why you made that change.
Overall, I've been trying to make the Dimension grab bags focus on a wider variety of unique items to that grab bag, where that grab bag is the only place to get stuff. It's not doesn't have any filler and everything else. And when I looked
It's all really cool stuff.
Right. It's I want to be a focused, good purchase. And when I was looking at the Autumn Harvest ones, it didn't feel like it lived up to the paradigm of what I was trying to accomplish. So I took all the individual items out, put them all in the store, so you can, instead of having to basically, go through
Instead
RNG.
of chance, you can
Yeah.
you can pick out exactly the one you want.
So if you want to line your path with the jack-o'-lantern sconces, which look amazing, you can do that this year.
Okay, so Glenwood IA has some new additions this year for.
For Autumn Harvest, it has 6 or 7 new bosses, and it has a handful of other spooky missions as well. But one of the big things I added this year to the Autumn Harvest IA that wasn't there last year is there are 2 jack-o'-lantern masks and 1 minion card that are only available by doing this IA.
Okay, so if you're a minion collector, do the Glenwood IA, get some minion drops, and if you're a wardrobe fan, as Tacitus very much is,
Understatement today.
yes,
Slightly.
I think we have his official title up on the screen as wardrobe aficionado.
Ah!
You are Cleric Lover, just for the record.
Oh, well. I mean, if we're going to be honest about it.
Cool. So, plenty of cool reasons. What are some other super cool additions that we can't see because Ryan is killing things way zoomed out?
Well, somebody was asking about where to get some, since there's no other grab bags for Autumn Harvest. They were wondering where to get things like some of the masks and such. The 4-hour seasonal minion missions, you can get like the whole Batwing weapon set are all part of those minion rewards. A number of those masks are part of those minion rewards, and of course a bunch of seasonal dimension items are also a part of the minion rewards. So if you run the 4-hour premium missions, that's where you can get a lot of the cosmetic things that were from Autumn Harvest years past.
And those are active as of today.
Yep.
Well, if you have a bunch of adventuring stored up, we did announce a change with Starfall Prophecy. We're going to put a cap on adventuring so that we can put better rewards on these missions.
Right. On all minion missions.
Yeah. But this is a great chance to use it after it gets full on harvest.
Use it before you lose it.
I see a lot of people trolling Arconics in chat, so that makes me happy.
You're not going to use the sky is grayish outside.
So we had a new costume this year that I really liked. That was the Doctors with Plenty of Blood costume.
I like that.
The spattered
That's
doctor's
great.
outfit. Yes.
Can we take a look at it? Can we take a look at it on the store?
Do you know how to operate the store?
Maybe.
He's
So,
still mastering
is
the
it
whole
on the
clicking
front
thing.
page?
We're still teaching him how to adult.
No, it is probably under cosmetics.
No, it's under the world event
World event.
tab.
Okay.
Do you even work here? What is this?
Maybe. What is it called?
It is.
Filtered by costumes or
That's really hard.
Aaron, can you turn the game volume down a little bit?
Yeah.
It's really hard to watch Raptors play this game.
Yeah, I'm terrible at this game. Spattered Doctor's Garb?
That would be it.
There we
Holy
go.
goodness.
That is good. Now, in German, that is a green spatter, some sort of other ichor. But still a really cool costume. I love it. It brings back the Doctor's items in a different and unique way. I might like
That's
the
a word
bloody
for it.
version better. Could you turn down the game volume, right?
Sure.
Okay, so we also had the wings. What were they called again?
Molten
Not
Ascendants.
off, just down.
Molted Ascendants wings. Now those are super, super creepy. Can we see those? Back in the store?
You're killing me.
Not yet.
You're killing
World
me.
event still.
World events, yep. That is my memory for you.
For the person with the impossible to pronounce name that's a bunch of letters and numbers.
That's Snosberries.
Oh, Snosberries. Okay. We are still investigating the dying aspect of the wings to see if that can be improved.
What was it? It was the...
Molten Ascendants.
And yes, Rash,
If you just type in.
Ashley who says it makes me feel like
What, a search
Dexter.
bar? Yeah.
For the people who think that it was supposed to be splattered Doctor's outfit, no, it's spatter
Try
because
Ascendants.
Dexter was a spatter expert, not a splatter expert.
Maybe I accidentally filtered it out.
That sounds like a thing you would do.
Not used to this keyboard.
There we go. Molten Ascendants. So these are the new wings that are available for Autumn Harvest. They're absolutely gorgeous. So when you work with the artists to get items, do you talk to them about like this is a cool idea or that is a cool idea? A lot of times do they just be like, "This is something I want to do. Can you work with it?"
Yeah. Sometimes we give them ideas. Sometimes, other times like the ghastly weapon set, it was one of our concept artists that concepted the entire set of weapons. In the case of the Spattered Doctor's outfit that actually originated out of one of our community fans' live streams, last year they were asking about the Doctor's outfit returning. And because we couldn't bring the Doctor's outfit back directly because that was tied with a
Charity.
charity promotional event, it was suggested in their stream that maybe we do a blood splattered version. And here you go a year later, it's here for Autumn Harvest.
Harmonix has the best quote from chat. I am a pretty molten Pegasus in game now. So, just so you're aware, since you work with the artists on a lot of these things, somebody would like a pretty lacy version of those wings potentially in the future.
Okay.
So something to keep in mind. Probably not for Autumn Harvest. It doesn't seem to really fit the Autumn Harvest theme.
Maybe not for Autumn Harvest, but maybe for Carnival or something like that.
Cool. Let us discuss the shiny variety in Realm of Fae.
You got a
Okay.
fancy button. Click it.
So-
click it.
What is your favorite aspect of Autumn Harvest? What is the thing that you love the most?
Personally, I like the bosses in Instant Adventure. I like the fact that they are all now minion cards. For those who don't know, the bosses in the Instant Adventure are basically put together using existing bosses and some alternate heads and weapons and such. And our minion card system, when it first came out, could not show items beyond just the base NPC or monster that they were modeled on.
Had to use the default sort of model.
And because I wanted to feature these bosses so much last year but couldn't, I put in the engineering request and we got it over the preceding year, just so that this year I could finally release all the Autumn Harvest bosses as minion cards.
So my favorite thing is not the mount that Superman Socks is riding,
But it's the best mount. It's my mount.
but it is the new mount we released this year for Autumn Harvest, and that is Scraps the Necro Budgie.
He's adorbs.
So let's get a nice tight view of him.
Someone didn't feed him enough.
This is what happens if my house had budgies, because I loathe them and my daughter is not good about feeding pets.
We're,
I like the
we're halfway to our
little
Bruce
pumpkins.
We're actually giving our turtles away to Brass. She could take them on her farm. That is amazing though. My favorite mounts are still the budgies. I ride a tropical budgie around in game because that's the one I managed to get through a lockbox. Although I have the one from the Trove promotion as well, but Scraps is better than they are.
The big hit makes them look awesome.
Yeah, maybe we'll give out one or two at the end of the stream. I don't know.
Maybe just one or two.
Maybe just one or two.
Maybe.
Cool. So let's see. We've covered the costume sets. We've covered the weapons. We covered the wings. We covered the getting things from the traditional minion missions. We covered the new minion mission, which you talked a little bit about being able to put the bosses in for.
There's also a couple of new capes. There's the new weapon set. There's
the new skulls.
Yes, there's new floating skull pets. There's additional skull masks. There's a couple of other more carnival-looking masks. There's and a bunch of there's the whole new corn maze set for the Dimensioneers, so they can make Halloween style cornrow mazes.
Very
Serial
cool.
killer's not included. There's an idea for a dimension. You do a PvP dimension with a corn maze in it, with one player killing everybody.
Just one team is the serial killer, and the rest of the players.
No, you don't have a team of serial killers. That's like.
Well, no, but
You
you
have
have
one player.
So the one player would
Okay,
queue
yes,
up
they're
as
their
like
own team.
Every other character has to wear nothing but wardrobe, no items, no gear.
and there's a race.
Yeah, you see who gets out alive.
I want to see somebody out there doing this event. So if you guys decide to run this and like stream it or something, record a video and post it on YouTube, please let me know. That sounds absolutely amazing.
Amy, see you for the pile of corpses dimension item. Put it into the forum thread of things you want, and I will try to pick that up.
I'm glad that it says in-dimension items, because if it's just can we get a pile of corpses, I think the answer is no. I don't think we have any spares of those lying around.
And I'm going to call them Tidewen. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Tatawin. Question: why would you not be authorized to go into the test server? Right now, we are getting our test server ready for players.
Yep.
We really want to start the Starfall Prophecy beta. We needed to push it back a little bit to make sure it was absolutely the best experience it was going to possibly be.
So we're testing things on the test server.
Yes. Before you get to see it, so that you guys can start giving us amazing feedback right away, and not feedback like, hey, haha, guys, there's some easy fixes you need to make right away. We
Like,
don't want
I
you guys
can't
getting
teleport.
stuck.
Like, I can't get to the new area. Well, that's a problem.
Yeah. Now, we're making these polishing changes right now, but until we have them all worked out next week, hopefully, we're not going to have the test server available. And then next week, open it up, get tons of feedback. Everybody's super excited. It'll be awesome.
Yep.
Okay. So that's Autumn Harvest. Is there anything else you want to add? Anything like any Autumn Harvest tips, hints, tricks?
I guess one other thing to mention from Autumn Harvest is the new dimension is the Bronze Tomb map as a dimension, which is one of our first indoor dimension maps. And so far, the people who picked up that key have been really, really happy with it. So we might look at doing some more ones like that in the future, like maybe doing the Iron Tomb as a dimension map.
Cool. Well, we could have a whole theme of tombs. Bronze tomb, iron tomb, maybe silver tomb. Is
Tin
there a
tomb.
golden tomb somewhere?
Sulfur tomb. Wait, now we're off into the different elements.
Yeah, that totally different. That's why you work in systems. Okay, cool.
The palladium tomb. Sorry.
So why don't we go ahead and switch out, Morgana?
My turn.
Gotta finish this IA though. I don't want to let everyone down. Okay, I guess.
You were letting us down long before you joined this
I
IA.
was. Is that really anything new though?
No.
No.
That's why none of the rest of us were going to say it, but I felt like the stream deserved to
So
know.
there is a request for Lathy's room.
We'll look into that.
It needs to make a noise when you step on the gold coins, though, like Scrooge McDuck style.
I'll get some of.
Will the 64 opt-in in beta on live be chosen via glyph? 64-bit will be able to be toggled through glyph. That is an area we're trying to work out and get that functionality fully in place. So let's go ahead and talk about legendary powers, but Autumn Harvest running till November 3rd.
November 3rd, yep.
Noon at November 3rd. So we usually say
3:30, November 3rd.
3:30. So we usually say November 2nd is the last full day you get.
Yep.
But enjoy it. Go out there, collect some stuff, and have some fun with it. It's a great time of year.
Man, my vision's bad.
Yes.
I could barely read that.
So many comments. So many comments.
Make them.
No. That's a different live stream.
Can we have a Rough Raptors roast live stream? I feel like that would do well.
Hey,
We can possibly get it on the schedule. It has to be after expansion launch.
I got
It's
my
pretty
juice.
packed until then.
I'm good.
Okay. So we're going to be talking about legendary powers of which classes?
So we're gonna look at
Just warrior and rogue, right?
Oh yeah, Warrior Rogue. We canceled Cleric and Mage and Primalist. There's not getting any. No, we're actually gonna look at Cleric and Mage and hopefully Primalist if my Primalist on the design chart doesn't explode, which no promises on that one. They've been having a couple of weird bugs with their legendary powers lately, so.
Okay. So Yada asked about the boxes that are available by spending Starfall Prophecies. Those are going to be openable on the expansion. Okay. So, Morgana, take us away to Elitu, which we can't see because the screen is full of UI.
Yeah, it is full of UI. It's full of the Legendary Powers UI. You're welcome. So it's a little hard to see from where you guys are, so I'm going to try and highlight it. All of these things with these crazy star points on them are powers that can be legendary for whatever soul you happen to be in. You'll notice that all the top tier ones here have them. That's just a trend every soul has. And all of the 61 pointers also have one, which is great. And when you select one, it actually will, well, I can't yet because I haven't bought that power yet, but, oh, I'm in a preset. That's why it's mad at me. I wonder I can't do that. There we go. If you buy another power, you get the flash, and it lets you buy it. So we're going to show off a couple of the legendary powers. So this is basically what a legendary tooltip looks like. Let's see if I can make that bigger. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Where's my tooltip anchor? Is it not in my default place? Where'd it go? Oh, down here. That's what I was looking for. Scale that bad boy up. That's better. All right, so let's get a couple of the legendaries. So let's see, what soul do we want to do first?
Void Knight.
Get out.
Why don't we do...
Oh, Purifier's got a nice kick from the teeth at the bottom of it.
let's do Inquisitor.
All right, Inquisitor it is.
Yeah.
All right, so let's check out our Inquisitor legendaries. All right, so Inquisitor actually has a couple in their talent tree as well. So legendaries are all over the place, and these tooltips are not final. You'll notice it says no cost. That's obviously not how it works. They're using a technology we call contextual abilities, so there are a few things with that that are not quite how we want them to be yet. But this is generally what a legendary tooltip looks like. So Bolt of Judgment, if you take this legendary, it will become a passive for you that says anytime you use a non-Inquisitor ability, your Bolt of Judgment can just go off and do a bunch of free damage. This is a great choice if you're in any other soul for any reason. Tanks can use it, healers can use it, DPS can use it, probably better than tanks or healers. And all of legendaries are something of this kind of power scale. So all of the ones near the bottom of the tree tend to be, you can pick this in a different soul, and it's great. And then the ones at the top of the tree are, this is amazing for you, like Radical Coalescence, which makes all of your Inquisitor channeled abilities cast while moving and tick twice as often while it's active. Which means a lot of those are going to go off. It's pretty crazy. You get a lot of numbers. So yeah,
It goes for the lots of numbers rather than just one big number.
there's
school.
Yes, there's two schools of thought. One of which is really big numbers are awesome, and another which is so many numbers that you flood the screen. Also awesome.
Well, what if those numbers are really tiny and don't add up to the one large sum?
Well, then someone's done their math wrong.
Yes.
So you probably built it. Let's see. Bolt of Retribution also has a chance to just reset all your Inquisitor cooldowns.
I like
Of
reset
your
cooldown.
channels, not just all of
Okay.
them. That would
I
be
was
better.
going to say, resetting all your cooldowns sounds really good. 30% would be awesome.
Yeah, so anytime you cast Bolt of Retribution, which you're going to do a fair amount as an Inquisitor, you've got a chance to just get all your channels back and hit super hard. So Inquisitor's going to get a chance to fire all those channels a lot. It feels pretty good in practice. It was a lot of fun. Let's see. They get ways that they can reset their channeled abilities with Perseverance. And Sanction can be refreshed by non-Inquisitor damaging abilities automatically. So you just put that on, and it will recast if you have less than 6 seconds left. So Fire and Forget feels great. Let's see. What soul? We have a lot of these, so we have to move somewhat fast.
So let's look at a soul that's gotten a lot of changes recently. Defiler.
Okay. Sure.
We had a
Defiler's
request
great.
from chat.
Defiler, we can do. All right, so we're looking at the Defiler tree. So we'll look at the low end first. Rage Extraction is going to cause your rage stacks on yourself to increase healing you take and reduce incoming damage. So if you're a tank, you can just maintain your Rage Extraction dot for 0 points, and you get a nice incoming healing and damage reduction buff, as long as you maintain your stacks. Pretty easy to do, but a pretty good swing to your survivability. Justice cards are going to enjoy that quite a bit. And PvP healers will probably get a fair amount out of that as well. Aggressive Avarice, basically whenever you use it to eat greed stacks, it's going to heal you for a ton. Up to 30% of your max health if you eat all 5, which is fantastic, especially in PvP. So, you see a Defiler running around with full stacks, you're going to hit him with your best burst, and he's like, nah, I don't feel like it. Just heal himself. So that's going to be ridiculous. We have Miserly Affliction. Whenever it ticks, it takes an additional time for each rage effect on the target. So I think you have 4 rage dots. So it's ticking 5 times every time it ticks, which is somewhat ridiculous. A little bit. We've also got Unstable Transformation, which also causes your Aggressive Avarice and Explosive Rage to only consume a single stack of Greed or Rage. So you can just chain cast them at full power, which is fantastic. And you also get a much better version of Pain Transmission, which, when you cast it, grants 5 stacks of Rage instead of a single stack of Rage. So you can basically use this for an instant cast.
Now, I realize just now that we have not given our standard disclaimers. Would you like to give the standard disclaimer?
All of this is in flux. Some of this will never make it alive. All the numbers are placeholder. Take nothing we say here as set in stone, because it all is going to change a lot.
Yes.
Who knows?
This is why we have testing, to make changes. So these are our pre-testing sort of ideas, and we will see how it survives contact.
Yep.
So popular soul for DPS, especially in the raiding groups, is Shaman.
All right, let's take a look at Shaman. Shaman has some neat things, especially, where'd it go? Let's save. That's not a Shaman. Oh, right, it emptied it out. There we go.
Is doing as bad as I was.
Almost, but it takes a lot to do as badly as you were.
That was bad.
That was pretty bad.
You had a few chances, though.
I did get a few chances. So the best thing about Shaman is if you're picking it up as a 0 point, you get Crushing Blow, which I believe also gets increased range. It's not noted in the tooltip here, but we'll get that fixed. It increases the damage of your next cast time spell by 40%. So you get a cooldown that lets you have your next cast time spell hit ridiculously hard. You can put this together with a Bolt of Retribution to do disgusting amounts of damage, which is fantastic. They also get Glacial Shield, which increases the damage of your Jolt while it's active by a lot. So try not to let that break. You do want that damage bonus. Jolt's going to hit pretty hard with all the things it gets in here. They've also got Icy Blow, which increases all air damage you deal, and it keeps stacked, so just keep that up. That stacks with Jolt, that stacks with Glacial Shield, stacks with everything. It's pretty great.
So that's a 40% bonus at 4 stacks?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good to all your air damage. So you can use that, for anything you want at Guard's Grasp. If you have to stand at range, you can keep that going. Deep Freeze is getting some of the biggest change. The tooltip here is actually incorrect. Basically you lose the stun, but you get a 10-second uptime, and I believe the damage bonus is also increased to 75%, but I would have to double check that. So basically you lose a stun to gain way more uptime on this ability. You're going to get more full cycles of your burst in during that, depending on how well you play, maybe 2 of them, and going to hit pretty scary hard. But if you're going to take it in PvP, you better be sure you can connect with it. So.
Okay, so we have a lot of other souls to get to. I don't want to, or callings to get to. I don't want to focus just on clerics. So let's pick 2 more souls. You pick one, and I'll let chat pick one.
All right. I personally actually really like Sentinel, so we're going to show that one off. There we go. That was way easier. So Sentinel is getting some pretty big things that are going to help buoy up some of the really weak points in the spec. Their low-end stuff is mostly damage. Tooltips obviously have some issues. Target takes more damage from your non-Sentinel abilities. So Bolt of Light is just a great off-soul choice for damage. They're also going to be able to take Banish, which just can be freely applied, which is great. And then we can get to look at their healing effects. So Healing Communion is going to restore mana for every target it hits. So if you're healing, and it also heals twice as many people, so it heals 10 targets instead of 5, and you can get mana back for every target hit. So it is still a mana loss to cast this, but it's very minor if you're hitting 10 targets. It's like 2% mana each cast. So you get a lot of regen back out of that.
So now it's interesting because some of the people in chat don't like Sentinel as much. Sentinel has not been one of the more popular healing souls for a little while. I used it for dungeons for a long time because it's a little more forgiving than Puri for me.
With the shielding change, they're much closer than they were because stacked shields are far less effective than they used to be. And Sentinel, with its legendaries, is moving into more of a split healer, so it's not full single target, it's not full AoE, but it heals a little bit of each well. So if you're progressing on a fight where you're like, we don't really need a full AoE healer for this, there's a little bit of AoE damage, but we need a bunch of tank healing, Sentinel's going to be a good fill for that spot. Especially because you can take legendaries that cause you to heal more targets, or just let you do some more damage if you want to. So Fullness of Life, for example, is going to split its healing among the 3 lowest members of your raid instead of healing a single target. So if you want to heal 3 guys who are at half health, it's way more efficient than it used to be. And their 61 is getting a ton of different things. Every time you heal someone, it's going to apply Redeem to the target, which causes them to take less damage, 6% less, to match all the other single target healers. And whenever it heals someone, it heals all targets with Redemption. So whenever I cast it, it's going to heal the guy it's targeting. It's going to heal everybody else with Redemption on them. So spreading this around to multiple allies and maintaining it is going to make you a very efficient AoE healer, even if you're only using single target healing. So it's a pretty powerful tool. It also heals for more than it did if it's legendary. So
requests in chat were pretty split. It's between Justicar and Purifier.
Oh, it's got to be Purifier.
Let's do Purifier.
All right, so Purifier has one more change that's not a legendary change. Which is we changed Flames of Life. Changed is not
we
bold enough.
Reworked.
We tore out the old one and put a new one in.
Okay, now Flames of Life really was providing some challenges when it came to upgrading and balancing the soul.
Flames of Life was problematic because it was a ridiculously powerful AoE heal that could save whole raids on a single target healer that also increased outgoing damage. So it did everything and was always amazing every time you pushed it.
But, I mean, it really, from, like, a design perspective, it's either all that one ability and very little else.
That ability did everything, and Purifier was strong on top of it. So it was just super frustrating to balance around.
I was just going to say it was awesome.
Yeah.
I loved it.
As a raider, it always feels good to press, but it means that Purifier is going to be a good choice. And we took it away from Paladin, and we gave them something more in line with what Paladin was doing. We had to do it here as well. So we're going to start there.
But in context, we've made a lot of other changes to Puri through legendary powers and really giving them some of the same powers back in other ways.
And we've scoped down Flames of Life to better fit with what Purifier is already designed to do. So new Flames of Life is going to put a mark on your target that says they take 50% reduced incoming damage. The remaining damage they would have taken is divided evenly among remaining raid members that are alive.
That's still, I mean, a huge amount of
It's very powerful.
Reduction.
You get to push out, and this is post-mitigation, so this is the last mitigation state that happens. And so basically, whatever tank your tank would have taken, you spread it out among 9 remaining other allies in a 10-man raid, or 19 if you have 20. And the legendary version makes it behave as if there are always 20 raid members alive. Even if it's just you and the tank up, you're going to take 1/18 of the remaining damage, and he's going to take half. So that's a really powerful damage mitigation tool. It's on a 1-15-second cooldown right now. It's very powerful, but it is much more in line with their single target focus and tank healing focus.
Okay, so what other cool legendaries do they have?
So they also have Flash of the Phoenix, which can be cast on a living ally that prevents them from dying for 6 seconds.
That's pretty nice. I like not dying in raids.
Yep.
Do you like not dying in raids?
Yeah, that's usually pretty nice to kill bosses.
I personally don't like raptors not dying in raids, but
Yeah,
that's
if
just me.
Raptors can survive it, we got to tune it up. This is great because you can preemptively battle res somebody effectively and prevent them from dying, which prevents rebuff time. It will prevent lockouts of any kind. It's basically fantastic. It gives them a 30% heal, so if you need a 30% heal, immediately and you think you can save somebody, it's a really good use. Let's see, what other cool stuff did they get? Ward of Fire is going to put a burst of flame on the ally, which is going to change it from a healing cooldown that absorbs damage into causing damage based on your health. So if you want a little more AoE damage to the raid, we wanted to give Purifier a little bit of that burning power effect. And this is now damage that comes from you. It also increases the damage that target ally deals, because why not? But this is much more focused. It's on a single target. And this effect will end early if the target drops below half health. So you can't just drop it on that guy who's going to go stand in fire, because it will go away instantly. So you have to be careful with it. But if you can get it, in a good place, it does have a cast time, so you got to make it count. But it is a fair amount of damage that you can add.
Well, so you just put that in the fire and then put the ability on that person where they can't die.
If they drop below half health, how does that help them? It'll fall off as soon as they drop below half health. Smart guy.
But they're in it, so it's okay.
Rough Raptor strikes again. We also have Caregiver's Blessing, which just single target healing and absorption spells have it apply it. And non-purifier damaging abilities have a chance to apply Caregiver's Blessing to everybody near you, which is great. So that's always fun. That proc chance is a little low right now, but it's going to be pretty potent. You're going to get a lot of those procs. So purifiers are going to get more leeway between healing to be able to cast damage spells, which is going to be great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do Primalist next, and we'll save Mage for the big finale.
Okay. Let's hope Primalist will behave.
Do we have any dummies we can summon up so we can see some of the effects? Or probably not for Primalist.
Primalist will be tough because their respecking is a little warped. But we can definitely see some of them. I can spawn a dummy. I don't think I have any gear on, so it might not work. Oh, this character does have gear. At the very least, we can show all their tooltips, even if I can't highlight all the trees. So let's see. We have less souls to choose from here, so what do we want to start with?
Dervish.
Dervish. All right, well, that's easy. So Dervish, this one has been revealed a little bit, but their Primal Avatar Wind Serpent, why did that not import? Nice tooltip setting. Nope. Again. There we go. That's better. All right, so Dervish, we've talked about their Wind Serpent a little bit. This is going to let you basically fight at range for a minute and have a steadily decreasing damage buff over the course of it.
Somebody noticed a huge green staff in your character select.
Oh, yeah. Well, some of them are cool.
Yeah, some items are cool.
Yeah.
Some items are cooler than others, even.
Yep.
I like hammers myself.
I do, too. So the Primal Avatar is going to give you a much longer buff and much stronger buff, obviously, that will diminish. So basically, use your best stuff right as you fire it, and then it will just continue providing value. It also lets Dervishes fight at mid-range, which is fantastic.
Does it kill anyone else to see that he's not claimed his Starfall Prophecies token today?
They're new characters. Oh my god, go away. We've also got Seismic Smash, which is going to increase the damage of your air cutters and your non-dervish attacks, which just is fantastic. So you weave that in every couple attacks, get a straight up 20% damage bonus. This is especially useful if you use it on Skill Shot, for example.
Okay.
It's very dangerous. Melee Vulcanist. Yeah. We've got their new Fawn of Savagery, which causes Aftershock damage to be increased every time you get a stack. So Aftershock's going to hit really hard. Like, really, really hard. They've also got Tectonic Spike. Always grants two stacks of Tremor. Man, there's too many T's in this. And it also passively increases the number of stacks of Tremor you can have and the base damage of Aftershock. So if you take both of these together, your Aftershock is going to hit ridiculously hard, and managing those stacks so you never waste any is really important. And of course, we've got our 31 point. This hits, you'll notice, deals incredible bonus damage at 100 Fury. So if you cast it at 100 full, it deals just about triple damage right now, which is a lot. Triple's a large number. It hits ridiculously hard, so you should always use it at full Fury. Always, 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 always. The bonus for Legendary in this is fantastic.
Who doesn't like doing more damage? So Vulcanist.
All right, so we'll look at Vulcanist. So Fury Blast is going to set you to Perfect Harmony and do more damage the further you were in Fury. So if you were at 100 Fury and you want to go back to neutral, you can push this, get a bunch of bonus damage. The dot will also benefit from that bonus damage, which is fantastic. So that's a lot of fun. And it does mean that you can do some weird shenanigans with a stroke of brilliance if you really want to do that. So that's not really designed for Invulcanist use, but I think you can probably find some clever uses for it if you want to. Molten Wave. This affects all fire damage now instead of just Molten Wave. I don't think the tooltip got updated to say that, which I think is on me. Yeah, well, it happens.
Vlad, if you could jira that up for him. I want to make sure he
certainly
is,
already got a Jira.
I'm sure
But
he's
it's going to
making
affect
it
all
already.
fire damage, which is fantastic. It's a lot of fun to hit that, and then you hit your legendary ethereal beam, and notice that it benefits from that. Which, spoilers, it does. This deals double damage when you're not in Fury for Vorpal Salvo, so anytime you're moving back towards Fury, you're just going to hit twice as hard. This means the blue part of the bar, not in the red part of the bar. So, it's fantastic. And F Beam counts as both a fire and earth ability, so it will benefit from anything that says takes more damage from fire, takes more damage from earth, or buffs your fire or earth abilities.
Now, do they stack?
Yeah. Yeah. If you have takes more damage from earth and takes more damage from fire, they will both work. It hits super hard. Super hard. I think my max was getting to hit for like double or triple what it used to, so that's a lot of debuff stacking. But yeah, it's pretty hard.
Okay. How about Titan?
Alright, let's do Titan.
And if you guys have any specific solo you want to see as the last one, shout it out in chat.
We're showing Titan right now, so you don't need to shout it out, Ryan.
Fortnite.
I will turn this stream around.
Didn't I just do that?
Wow. So, Essence Strike is going to be a pretty useful tool for tanks, or anybody else who wants to take it. Healers are going to love this. Allies who strike the target you hit with it are going to be healed, and have all incoming healing increased by 5%. So you can actually use this in tank if you want to. It's more useful for healers. I believe it has increased range for a healer, so that's pretty cool. Preservers are going to get some fair use out of putting this on a boss.
Okay.
We've also got Crystalline Smash. The shield is reapplied after 5 seconds. So even if it breaks, you're just going to get a second shield out of that for free. Which also procs the talent that causes it to explode. So for anyone who wants to know that. All targets in Epicenter deal less damage to you, which is always a good tank utility. Why are all the warrior ones? Well, so I've heard conflicting opinions on that, but you haven't seen all of them yet, and I've heard some rogues complain about what they've heard so far, so, not everyone's blessed.
You have to, you have
see
to
it-
jump
you gotta see 'em
in
to
and
believe 'em.
see yourself. Go and take a look, play around with the builds. There's a lot of build diversity.
You can do some ridiculous things.
That people are going to be talking about. Is this better? Is that better? I foresee many impassioned arguments on the forums.
Yes. Upheaval, which also stacks with Aftershocks, is going to cause targets that are affected to deal less damage to you. So if you stick both of these together, the boss is just going to hit like a wet noodle for a while. So you want to save your healers some grief. You basically have 2 new tank cooldowns you can press that are also helpful to anyone else who's taking damage from that target. So, if someone in your raid really likes to stand in fire, you'd be like, hey, that fire's 30% less fire for a little while.
Stack Titans, got it.
Stack Titans. And then Primal Avatar Ram. There's a lot of things. It's basically the cooldown is reduced by 3 seconds each time you take damage, and it can only be triggered once every 3 seconds. So basically, it cools down twice as fast if you're taking damage constantly.
That is nice. I
On
like
tank, it's
using
something you
big cooldowns twice as often.
Yep. So we got. Let's see. Do we want to do one more Primalist chat choice maybe?
So someone in the chat had an awesome idea, meaning it's, I don't know what you're gonna say, but for the primal avatar of Ram, whatever it's called, if you spec a legendary into that, it increases your head size even further when you use it. So now you're just like a giant animal running
Bobblehead
around.
mode. All right. Well, I'll talk to Art about bobblehead mode. Let's see. Well, we already did Vulcanus. I see that rolling by. Bard's not a Primalist, guys. Preserver. All right. Preserver is the first word that came up.
Maelstrom is the one everybody's been asking.
All right. Well, we'll do Maelstrom then, which I don't have on this character. I will in a minute.
Why do you hate Maelstrom?
It's a new character and doesn't have the entitlement.
Okay.
Did I spell Maelstrom right? Totally did. It's just really slow. We can do Preserver while Maelstrom. Oh, there it goes. Never mind. We can't do Preserver while we're doing that.
Denied.
Denied. Sorry, Preservers. You'll have to look at it later. All right, so we've got Legendary Scald, which just causes your target to take more elemental damage from your non-Maelstrom abilities. So this is great for anything that does elemental damage, which is all of them? Yeah, all of them.
Pretty much. Ethereal Beam. Now, does Ethereal Beam double dip on this?
It totally counts. Yeah, it does.
Because it's
actually
two elements?
It's really gross. Yeah, it is. No, it's just, it tags for any element. It's not a separate one for each
Okay.
element. Sorry. I might change that. Effervescent Blast no longer requires Effervescence to cast, but they do increase the damage per charge available. So if you have both available, it hits ridiculously hard. This meshes well with the ability to not consume charges, so just want to dump some burst damage down, you can totally do that. Flamewalker, if you fully channel it, all your fire damage hits harder. Which, because this is 8 points in, you can totally mesh this with F-Beam if you want to. And 31 is Vaporize. If you
Nobody
have,
likes Vaporize.
If you, well, so if you have the critical power buff from Vaporize, Vaporize is instant. So if you get a proc, you can just instant cast this repeatedly. Well, as long as you have cooldown reset procs. So double tapping with Vaporize is going to be much faster. Way faster. It's basically doubling its action economy for that. Well, 30% more. And Primal Avatar Thresher is currently giving 20 stacks of building pressure on cast and when it ends, instead of just on cast. That'll probably be more frequent after some testing. Looking at it, it might be 20 stacks of building pressure, I don't know, every 3 seconds. That's what I've been looking at recently. So you will have much pressure to spend, very much damage to pump out. Yeah.
Awesome.
And then
And
mages.
let's look at mages. Now, nobody wants to hear about Harbinger or Dom, especially not Dom, or Pyromancer.
Well, I mean, okay. If nobody wants to hear about them, then I won't talk about them. That's fine.
Sounds good to me. More time for warrior, right?
More time for warrior. Mages are getting a warrior spec, which is you can be a warrior. All right. Why is
Yeah.
It's a very complicated ability to use, though. You have to roll a new character.
Okay.
There's a lot of steps involved. So let's look at Archon then, because nobody wants to hear about warrior. All right. So Archons have some interesting things in that, as a support soul, fleshing them out was actually kind of interesting. These are what we call internally type A supports, this and Beastmaster, so they're damage dealing supports. They focus on increasing damage and increasing how much murder you do. So we wanted to look at things that would improve that. So their low level stuff is more about increasing the damage you deal at other things, just like all the other 0 points. But their higher rank stuff is more about increasing how much damage you are pumping out, which is pretty cool. So Searing Vitality causes your non-Archon abilities to do more damage and keep it up 100% of the time.
Oh, increased tooltip size. What I'm
Oh,
saying.
that's a good call. I can't believe I forgot.
This is
I
going
can
down
read 'em.
in your permanent record, man.
I can read them.
Strike 2.
You know what? Just for that, bigger tooltips. Excessive size tooltips.
I like excessive size.
That did not work.
That came out sounding entirely wrong.
Strike 3.
Why did the tooltip anchor?
Well, what can you do?
The tooltip anchor is there. Why is it not larger?
I was struggling not to laugh.
I don't know why the tooltip anchor didn't work. Well, that's weird. Okay. Well,
Okay.
For now, we can live with it. All right. So Searing Vitality increases those. You have Shared Vigor, which now procs off of all your non-Archon damaging abilities, which is, something you get a lot of use out of if you're not an Archon. We've also got Illuminate, which causes targets to take damage every time somebody hits them. Now, for the Legendary, it will also grant a stack of Illuminated Earth, which increases the damage of your next Pillaging Stone by 10%, which stacks 20 times. So periodically weave in a Pillaging Stone so you don't hit max stacks, and you just get some free supercharged damage, which is, I've personally really enjoyed using Illuminate. Let's see. Oh, well, now that one worked. That was magical.
That is plenty big.
Yep. This will also now cast all of your Archon Auras, and you can move while channeling it. So you can just open with Patron's Rage from now.
That's a little bit of an upgrade.
A little bit of an upgrade, yeah. And then we've moved Flaring Power to 61. We've also made some changes to some of the DPS cooldowns, which are not in the build we're looking at here. But it's a much bigger buff for much longer. It basically doubles in duration for the Legendary version. So you're going to get a lot of damage boost out of that. Let's see, what else?
Pyro. Okay. I mean, who doesn't like, turret DPS?
All right, we'll do Pyro. Okay, I hate that screen. There we go. It's better. All right, Pyro. So let's take a look at their lower end stuff. So Flame Bolt Applies Vapor Trail to you, which increases your non-fire spell damage. You see a theme here with all these low pointers. They've also got Eternalized Charge. Increases the damage of your next 3 abilities within 30 seconds, and these abilities do not cost charge. Yeah. So get creative with that. Let's see. They've got
I feel like I've disappointed Vlad. He said Pyro last.
Oh, I'm sorry, Vlad. Well, we could save the last of their last abilities to last.
Maybe if Vlad would show up, he could have done it himself the right way.
Oh, calling him out.
Oh.
You're going to pay for that.
Pay with your hair.
So enemies caught inside Legendary Firestorm are just going to take more damage from all fire sources. I believe that's any fire source, not just yours. Although Vlad might know offhand if that's true. We've got Legendary Flame Volley. Can chain up to 3 additional enemies within 15 meters of the target. So if you've got a little bit of AoE you need to do, this is going to get it done.
Don't clump up in PvP.
Don't clump up. Yeah, don't clump up. Very sad. And this one, Vlad and I went back and forth about what we could do for this last one a couple of times, and we finally settled on Legendary Fusillade casts Fireball every 0.5 seconds. At the end, it also casts a free Fulminate with no cost. So every minute, you just get a free Fulminate that goes off as long as you channel Fusillade. So if you see a Pyro in PvP, be careful what you interrupt, because if you don't have interrupt up for this, you're going to be very sad. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
Chloro?
Chloro.
Is Vlad even real?
Is Vlad even real? Yes.
Yes, Vlad's very real. So they've got a low-hanging fruit that this is going to cause damage and generate heavily increased threat. It hits very hard. So this is just a freebie. You can stick in a macro, do a bunch of free damage, generate a bunch of free threat. So tanks take this. Don't take this if you're not a tank. Your tank will be mad at you. Rightfully so. There it is.
Vlad could totally pass a Turing test.
He could totally pass the Turing test. I'm not
Yes.
sure if I can.
Well, fair. So Bloom, when it's legendary, you no longer can cast it. Taking any damage will cast Bloom on you for 5% of the damage taken to a cap of 5% of your max health. So if you're a tank and a boss is hitting you really, really hard, you can get some free healing out of this. It's very valuable. The effective health this grants is pretty intense. It does go in line with some of the things we're trying to do to tank life and healing and a couple other things too. So we will be able to talk about those things later. No details to share on that now, but this does fit in line with that, so spoilers. Blight removes all heal over time effects and absorb shields. So if you see that guy who's got his pocket, whoever, War Chanter, that's my favorite, applying 3 or 4 absorb shields to him, you just be like, none of that's happening right now. Just turn it all off. It also applies to its old miner, which we fixed. It had a heal debuff on it. It was one of the ones that squeaked through.
Now, what classes are using a lot of absorb shields these days?
Purifiers. So you can shut those all off. Also physicians. Healing Torrent. This is going to heal both you and the target. It's instant if the target is below half health. So, yeah.
Nobody's ever below half health on a raid.
No, never. So yeah, enjoy that, not having to take 2 seconds to heal that guy.
So every level from 66 to 70, you get 1 legendary point.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? And then you can just select it as you...
Yep, you can have 3 in any given soul, and there are point restrictions on how far into a soul you have to be before you can buy a particular tier. I don't know what those are offhand. So basically the most common spread you're going to see is 3 and 2 or 3 and 1 and 1. So I don't remember offhand. This one makes a whole bunch of stuff instant, and healing spells have a chance to make your next ruin basically free and instant and real fast. So Chloro has a lot of things that accelerate its per GCD value. So let's see, do we want to do one more?
We should do Dom, just out of popular demand, and then we have to do, what do you call it?
Giveaways?
No. The melee soul.
Oh,
I can't play mages. It's just not for me.
Either. I'm a rogue.
so your Neuroprod, your primary bolt, increases the damage of your next Dominator ability. So that's in line with what a lot of the other ones do. Causes, let's see, I did not actually build this one, so I'm reading these on the fly here a little bit. This one lasts much longer, so you can cast it way earlier. Basically gives you much more preparation casting. Death's Edict. Oh, right. You, while you're affected by Death's Edict, you cannot be healed at all by anything.
That one's not going to get used in PvP at all.
Yeah, I mean, why would you bother healing? Not that it's going to heal anyway. I forgot. I remember that one now. We talked about that one a bit. Let's see. I remember this one. Oh, this has a 20% chance to just make your next Malevolent Bolt instant every time you cast it. So you can chain cast this, and sometimes it just does instant. It's great.
It's spammy all of a sudden.
Real spammy. And then Pain Armor, I believe the change has a chance to convert reflected damage into absorb on you. Yeah, so 10% of the damage you're reflecting, you're also getting as an absorb shield. Yeah. So in PvP, they're going to be kind of obnoxious. Just a little.
I mean, aren't they already?
Yeah, but we did take away their mana drain, so now we're giving them back healing blocking as a reward for that, I guess.
I know you missed the chain squirreling.
I don't. I do not. I miss a lot of things, but Chain Squirrel is not one of them.
Not on the fly, Neominx. It's a little bit more complicated to respect legendaries.
Yeah, you can't... sorry, I missed that. That was about my reading them. You cannot respect them on the fly. They are, just like talent points, they are purchased and locked into that build. So if you want 3 different builds for Dominator, for reasons, whatever, you will need 3 different roles.
Okay. Yeah. So, Harp.
Harbinger. All right, well, we'll do Harbinger.
Why do you hate Harbingers, man?
I like my range. I like my mages at range.
Okay.
If you want to be in melee, put some plate armor on. Or leather, or hide, or whatever the other armor types you have are. Damage of your next non-Harbinger ability. See a theme there. Very simple. But those are very powerful, especially if you have 2 of them stacked together, which many people will. Charge Blade. Let's see. I don't know what we changed on this one. This one might not have had its tooltip updated. Oh, this works on everything now. That was the change. It just works on everything. No more just your slashing attacks. That was what it was. I knew I was going to remember.
It just works.
It just works. I believe that while internalized charge is on you, also those don't consume charge when they cast, so you can double dip on that. So get clever with how you do that, because I'm pretty sure a Fulminate that's Charge Blade that's also internalized charge that costs no charge that you can cast a couple times would be pretty great. Let's. Oh right, Vengeful Shock has a chance to just cast another one instantly. You cast it, and sometimes both of them just go off. It's great. Oh, that's right, Legendary Reaper's Blade.
I think actually this needs to be a larger tooltip.
Yeah, we need more words in it. Vlad and I talked about this one a couple times, and I can't remember offhand what we made it do.
So,
I don't remember how we changed this one offhand.
There we go.
This one might not have gotten updated, guys, so I don't know offhand what this one is.
It's less damage.
It is
Thank
less
you,
damage,
Rev
less healing right now.
Yeah. Well, to make up for not knowing what that one is offhand, which Vlad might know and might post in the chat for all of you nice enough to ask.
Or you can go post it on the forums after this live stream.
Must I?
Yes.
No. Empyrean Ascension, to make up for me not knowing what that one does offhand, you have a chance to reset the cooldown of Empyrean Ascension with any damaging ability.
Any damaging ability.
Any damaging ability. Which is a lot of bonus damage when you get a reset. So, yeah. So there's that.
There is that. Now, people always ask about Frostkeeper, and Frostkeeper is a highly contentious topic, especially amongst people who do a lot of PvP.
Well, it's getting nerfs.
It's getting changes.
Sure, that's a word for what that's what I said. So we're making a big change to Ground Zero. We agonized over it for quite a while. We wanted its legendary to be something really cool, and it's already a really powerful tool, and it's probably too powerful. So we've changed Ground Zero to... Did I give me the Frostkeeper? Yes, it did. So the big deal here is we've changed Ground Zero to a cooldown that allows you to cast on multiple targets. And the legendary causes Rime and Earth and Barrier, which are the 2 heals that are affected, heal for 50% more. This was something we kind of labored over quite a bit. We didn't want to just break Frostkeeper. However, they're already a really powerful force, and giving them a temporary way to heal a bunch of targets all at once was still pretty good. So that's the big change we made. Legendary Ground Zero and regular Ground Zero are now on a 2-minute cooldown. They last 15 seconds. All of that is likely to change, but they are getting nerfs. So, yeah.
Okay. So what else do Frostkeepers
Well,
get?
they get instant off GCD Earth and Renewal if you want to take a low-hanging heal. I suspect deep spend FK probably won't use this, but like a Chloro picking this up could just have a free off GCD heal. Eternal Preservation has the effect persist after you stop channeling, so they just get more healing and can't die for longer or prevent a killing blow for longer.
Yes.
Semantics. Technically can't die until you trigger it. Transcendent, your next 2 heal blasts hit ridiculously hard after you cast this. Basically more free damage. There will be a trend there for some healers. You will see a little bit more damage sneak into their kits. Yeah. Frostkeeper gets a lot of cool stuff. We talked about Ground Zero at length. And Legendary Rhyme has a chance to trigger on you when you do non-Frostkeeper abilities. So tanks can take this, or DPS can take it for soloing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I would love to show more. I'd love to sit here and talk about all of them, but unfortunately, we are sort of out of time at this point.
Yep.
And it's time to do giveaways.
It is.
So, giveaways. You have to have participated in chat at some point during the stream. You don't get any benefit from participating more than once, so go ahead and say something now if you haven't said anything yet.
So, someone at the office come and type something in chat on my computer so we can give out double if I win.
That's any employee, technically. So, Daglar has been in chat, Arconics, Vlad, a lot of internal employees have been in chat.
Can we get ROA? Sure. Who wants him?
So, let's...
I'm hard to take care of. I don't recommend that.
True. High maintenance.
There you go. Requires care and feeding.
Well, that's a little strong. You gotta feed him at least. You don't have to care.
And if you're looking for any adult abilities, just
Okay, there we go. So
He learned how to check the air in his tires.
So if you want to just mouse over things while we're rolling here,
Sure.
that way people can, go through all the frame by frames and pick everything out and dissect it. But let's roll. Here we go. The screen right here, and the first winner is going to win. The first group of people are going to win Starfall Prophecy Standard Edition. You get the entire expansion, level 66 to 70. Go into the comment, legendary abilities, planar fragments, lots of stuff. I'm being told. Oh, that's interesting. Told. There's an extra giveaway. Cool. Starfall Prophecy Standard Editions. Now that I'm totally lost.
That's not what the extras are. That's just him saying what we're doing.
This is.
we'll get to that.
There we go. So, I need to redo this window, I guess.
Apparently nobody's chatted, so nobody wins anything.
Oh.
According to that window.
Huh. Okay. There we go. That window is broken. This window will not be broken.
Say that, but it looks pretty broken to me.
It's a pretty exciting giveaway.
Yeah. That window looks really broken.
That window is really broken. I do not know if this has busted.
Oh no, did Twitch break? What is this, an external API? There it goes.
There we go.
But now everyone has...
Keep typing.
It looks like you need to talk
Talk again.
to get entered.
Okay, so we gotta wait about a minute. So,
Everyone
favorite
say,
legendary power you've heard so far?
Void Knight, 100% dodge chance. That's amazing.
Yeah, that actually is really fantastic. I love that ability because when it goes off, you just feel like a tiny god for a little while.
Until you find something that you can't dodge, and then
Well,
you just kind of
yeah,
fall over
there's
dead.
that.
It's like,
Make it
I'm
count.
invincible! Oh.
Well, make it count. Your other defensives will cover those things. So
Okay.
It saves you some defensives. That's always good.
And what is your favorite?
Oh, my favorite has got to be... This is a tough one. I mean, I really like New Flames of Life's legendary, where you could just be like, half that damage. No, let's just not do that for a while. Spread that sadness around.
It's like an enormous amount of time, too.
Someone described it to me as the worst trust fall exercise ever, except everybody else is falling over and you're just dead on the inside instead of on the outside. So,
Like I said, it's the community manager
it's-
legendary.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, here we go. Let's do some rolling. 4 Starfall Prophecy Standard Editions.
Type on my computer. Hey, it's the
How-
guy that I.
how
that I
did we
couldn't
decide
pronounce
how
before.
his name's
I
was
think
pronounced?
I
Tatooine.
said it was Tatooine.
Tatooine.
Tatooine. Taediwen. You have won Starfall Prophecies. The second winner for a Starfall Prophecy Standard Edition.
Valentina 334.
Congrats, Valentina 334. And the last Starfall Prophecy Standard Edition will go to
Gwyndeath?
Gwyndeath. Congrats, Gwyndeath. Now for the Deluxe Edition. That includes the costume, the portrait frame,
And the drink.
the awesome drink,
And the title.
and
Or
the
is that-
title Star-Lord or
Let's
Star-Lady.
title everyone. Is that just
I
deluxe?
think it's Deluxe.
Okay.
But I always get confused about the title. And the winner is...
Iliandel?
I don't even...
Iliandel?
I need to
read that.
pull this out because
Twitch makes it weird.
it is Llyundel.
Iliandel.
Iliandel.
I have no idea how to pronounce your name.
You know who you are. if
You are
won.
harder to pronounce than snozberries.
That was easy though.
Once
It
you,
took
once
me-
you decipher it.
It took me a few times before
I just see
I've
it and
seen
kind
his
of
name.
read it. Someone just typed on my computer, "How do I shot web?" I love you.
And it's Leondell. Oh, it's Leondell. Okay, congrats, Leondell.
That means I left my computer unlocked.
You might,
Ah.
you might come back to a new desktop.
What have you been posting on Facebook?
Okay,
He's too young for Facebook, man.
Who wants to
people
buy
his
the stuff
generation
off my
do-
desk?
don't do
You
that.
cannot buy the stuff off my desk. That stuff means a lot to me.
Okay, so we're gonna give away 5 Scraps the Necro Budgie because he is amazing. Do you have him?
I do.
Okay, Scraps the Necro Budgie. 5 winners. Here we go. The first one is Scanal T. Scana IT. Congrats on your Scraps the Necro Budgie. It is Scana IT.
I barely read that.
Somebody still typing on your machine.
Yeah, I saw.
Weeboo forever.
There we go. You roll with your bad self, Weeboo, forever.
Made the tooltips too big.
Ace Booga.
Ace Booga. Congrats, Ace Booga.
Delhi.
Congrats, Delhi. And the final Scraps Necro Budgie is
Snail Squeezer.
Snail Squeezer. It is. Congrats. Why is it that anybody who puts snail in their
I feel
name
like,
like
you should
gets
get a racing now.
Somebody had like racing snail, please, and they won racing snail. That is clearly the new meta. Snail names. Now, because Arconix likes to make tons of work, we are going to give 3 lucky people, and only 3 lucky people,
Unless a dev wins. Then
From
we,
chat.
Then do we double it?
I don't think we're doubling this one, even if it doubles.
early access to see Starfall Prophecy before the open beta starts.
Alpha
Okay.
access.
Yes.
Here we go.
It is going to be on in the very, very near future. So, 3 people. Let us see who these 3 lucky individuals are. So first up is Neither Nexus. Congrats, Neither Nexus. You get an absolute first look at Starfall Prophecies.
Juxtaposed J. I? Whatever letter that is.
That is a J. Juxtaposed J, congrats. You have also won Alpha Access to Starfall Prophecy. And the final winner is
Is Rough Raptors now?
Antari.
Entrer.
Entrer?
There's R's in there.
Congrats,
There's 2 R's in there.
Entrer.
It's a Rough Raptors conspiracy. There's 2 R's in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so our winners for the Standard Edition were Taedwen, Valentina 334, and Gwyndeath.
Oh.
The Deluxe Edition was won by Ilendel. Necrobudgies were won by Scan IT, Weeaboo Forever, Ace Booga, Delhi, and Snail Squeezer. And Alpha Access to Starfall Prophecies
is won by Neither Nexus, Juxtapose J, and Antrare. There you go. Congrats, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tune in next week. I believe we are going to be doing Fortress Sieges.
No RR giveaways?
And loot. Personal loot.
Dude, we can't pay the shipping on you. It's not personal loot. It's individual rewards.
I'm sorry, individual rewards.
Can we take up like a dev pool to like pay the shipping on them?
No.
To Antarctica?
Nah, I mean, come on, man. Who's gonna eat up the last of like the gross snacks in the
There's that.
kitchen?
That's a good point.
Who's also going to eat all the burritos?
Hey, they'll have their chance for extra life.
Okay, well, hey folks,
To send you to
take it
Antarctica.
easy, y'all. Thanks a lot, and next time.